Hey everybody, we're going to talk about graphs of quadratic inequalities today. So we're going to look at basically these four situations. Y is less than this quadratic, y is greater than the quadratic, y is less than or equal to the quadratic, or y is greater than or equal to the quadratic. Okay, so remember that the graph of an inequality has all the points that are solutions to the inequality. So you're going to be shading areas, okay? So let's look at this one here. Sketch the graph of y is less than 3x squared minus 6x. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is find the axis symmetry. It's going to be negative b over 2a. So it's going to be 6 over 2 times 3, which is going to come out to be 1. So my axis symmetry is going to be at 1. So we'll go right here at 1. Put our axis symmetry there. Okay, there's our axis symmetry. Then we're going to make our table. First point we're going to put in the table is our axis symmetry. So that's going to be 3 minus 6 is going to be negative 3. Okay, so there's our vertex right there. Then we're going to pick 2 points to the left and 2 to the right. So 0 is our friend. We're going to get 0, 0. It's going to go right there. Remember, it's symmetric. So if I go 1 to the right of the axis symmetry, I'm also going to get 0. If I put in negative 1, I'm going to get negative 1 squared is going to be 1 times 3 is 3. Minus, it's going to be actually plus 6, so it's going to be 9. Okay, so negative 1 is going to give me 9. And I'm also going to get 9 here at 3. So now, this is a less than, so this is going to be dotted. It's going to be very narrow. Okay, because remember, the actual parabola is things that land on the parabola are not solutions to this. Okay, and then if I want less than that, I have to shade everything below this. So I'm going to shade all of this over here is going to be my solution. I don't want to be above it. I want to be below it. Okay, so there we go. There's our graph. Okay, you're using a computer to create a logo for a company called Magic World. Each of the 4 green and yellow regions can be described as the intersection of the graphs of 2 quadratic inequalities. So create one of these by sketching the graphs of the following inequalities. So y is going to be greater than x squared. So x squared, that's a pretty easy one. My axis symmetry is going to be 0. Okay, and then if I make a table, if I plug in 0, I'm going to get out 0. If I plug in 1, I'm going to get out 1. Also negative 1. 2 is going to give me 4, so it's negative 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Let's go 1 more. 3 would give me 9. And negative 3 would give me 9. So, and I'm going to be greater than or equal to that. Okay, so I've got this graph that's going to look like this. Okay, now I got to do the second graph. So this one, negative b over 2a is going to be my axis symmetry. So negative 2 over 2 times negative 1 is going to give me 1 is going to be the axis symmetry on this. Okay, so in my table, 1 is going to be my first number. It's going to be negative 1 plus 2 plus 4. That's going to be 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there. If I plug in 0, I'm going to get out 4. So I'm going to get this. I'm also going to get 4 right here at 2. Okay, if I plug in 3, I'm going to get negative 9 plus 6 plus 4. That's going to be 1. So 3 is going to give me 1. That means negative 1 is also going to give me 1. And now I get this graph right here. And the shape that I want is going to satisfy both of those. So it's got to be above this green, or it's going to be below the green curve, but above the red curve. So this is my logo shape right here. And all the solutions are going to be anything inside of there. So there's the shape that I created. I kind of missed a little bit of the edge right there, so we'll get that. There you go. All right, what fun that is, huh? Okay, graph this inequality. Y is going to be less than or equal to negative x squared plus 2x. I'm going to let you pause the video and do that on your own, and then take a look and see what I got. Okay, so negative b over 2a is going to be negative 2 over 2 times negative 1, which is going to be 1. So I've got an axis of symmetry at 1. Okay, so there's my axis of symmetry. Go ahead and make my table. First entry is going to be 1. So that's going to give me negative 1 plus 2 is going to be 1. Here's my vertex. Okay, if I plug in 0, I'm going to get 0, which means at 2, I'm also going to get 0. Okay, if I plug in 3, I'm going to get negative 9 plus 6, which is going to be negative 3. 1, 2, 3, right here. Means I'm going to get negative 3 at negative 1. I might do one more here. 4, that'd give me negative 16 plus 8, which is going to be negative 8. So 4, negative 8 would be right here. And I'm going to get a symmetric point right here at negative 2, negative 8. Okay, now this is a solid graph because it's less than or equal to, so that the graph actually counts as an answer. And I want less than or equal to that, so I'm going to shade everything below the curve. So hopefully that's what you got. All right, go ahead and pause this one and do this problem right here. And then take a look and see if you got it right. Okay, so negative b over 2a is going to be negative 4 over 2 times negative 1, which is going to be 2. So I've got an axis of symmetry at 2. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and make a table. 2 is going to be my first entry. That's going to be negative 4 right there, plus 8 minus 3. That's going to be 1. Okay, so 2, 1. There's the vertex of the graph. Okay, 0 is my friend. I plug 0 in there. I get 0 plus 0 minus 3. I get a symmetric point right here at 4, 3. 4, negative 3. If I plug in 1, I get negative 1 plus 4 minus 3. That's going to be 0. Gotta love having the zeros. Another 0 right there. Okay, so my graph, this is going to be dotted now because it's less than. It's going to look like this. Or it's greater than. And so when I shade, I want to be greater than this. I'm going to shade everything above the graph right here. Okay. That's a horrible looking graph. Let's do the highlighter pen, huh? And we'll just shade like this. That looks a little better. Oh, that's terrible. There we go. Okay. Hopefully that's what you got. And we're done today. So, I look forward to seeing you guys in class. Have a great night.